Greetings YouTube, I hope you're all having a fine day so far. And since the remastered Final Fantasy VIII release is nearly upon us, less than 2 weeks now, September the 3rd is the official date that this will be in our hands. I thought I'd address a few questions that have been popping up in various comments over the last few videos I've been putting out. So first of all, people have been wondering what's going on with a potential physical release. Now you may be aware that there have been various rumours recently of physical releases popping up at various retailers, and so this has got people excited as to whether we might see a special edition release of the game at retail stores. Well, it seems sadly that the answer to that is no, we won't. As of right now at least, the game is only being released digitally. This is perhaps in line with their previous other releases of the Final Fantasy PlayStation 1 releases on modern day consoles. Final Fantasy 9 only got a digital release, for example, so we could have expected perhaps, that Square might have done something a little bit more for Final Fantasy 8, seeing as how it was the 20th anniversary this year, but it seems they are remaining consistent with those other games. So yep, only a digital release. This is confirmed on the Japanese Square Enix website. It's a little bit hard to use Google Translate to get this specifically, but it does say download sales only, and at FinalFantasyUnion.com they have confirmed, I guess they have their sources that can speak Japanese and what have you, that this website is basically saying that there is only going to be a digital release across all platforms. Now, of course, in the future that could change, though I doubt it would, but at least right now there is no physical release for the game. The next thing that people have been wondering about is the potential for voice acting. Now, this might seem like a strange one if you've not been paying attention to, some of the various rumours and bits of information that have been coming out the last few weeks since the announcement was initially made for the game. But basically, some people detected some code or something in one of the official remaster Final Fantasy VIII websites from Square that spoke about voice acting, and people were taking that to mean perhaps that some voice acting was going to be applied to some cutscenes in the game or something of that nature as part of the remastered changes. But it turns out, of course, that nothing of that has been announced since officially, so we can basically say with absolute certainty at this point that voice acting is not going to be a thing in the Final Fantasy VIII remaster, and that code was almost certainly just referring to the song Eyes on Me, which a lot of people did actually say at the time was probably the case, but just for absolute clarification now, that's pretty much what it was. It's one of the downsides to trying to read into some of these Japanese websites when we can't actually speak Japanese ourselves. The translate options and that are available to us online are not always clear in their meaning, so we have to take those things with a grain of salt. Another issue that people have been asking about is whether or not the included cheats in Final Fantasy VIII Remaster will disable the gathering of trophies and achievements. And even though, as far as I'm aware, no official answer has been given to this, I'm pretty sure we can be confident that the answer is no, they won't. You'll still be able to collect your achievements and trophies whilst using the included gameplay functionality adjustments that are being made. And I base that on two facts. Number one, the fact that these cheats have been in the other Final Fantasy games and have not disabled trophy support in those. So historically we have a basis for assuming that it won't in Final Fantasy VIII either. And second of all is the fact that Square have limited the amount of cheats that are going to be included in the console releases, which are the releases that would tend to be stricter on what is allowed and not allowed for trophies and achievements. So for the console releases, you are going to get battle assist, no encounters, and the 3x speed boost. Interestingly, these are the only cheat options that can be enabled and disabled whenever you want. So the other cheats that are going to be available with the Steam version can only be enabled once, and you cannot disable them at that point. So for example, if you choose to max out your gil on the Steam version of the game, or max out your stats, or collect all of the cards, then they are forever unlocked on that save. So that's the kind of cheats that I don't think would be allowed on the console version without disabling trophy support. So that's perhaps one of the reasons why Square have decided to limit the number of cheat functionalities in the console releases, because Steam tend to be a little bit more lax in terms of what they allow, mainly because you can't really stop people from unlocking trophies or achievements rather easily on Steam anyway, because you can just download mods and stuff really easily to do so, whereas that's not really an option on console releases. So Sony and Microsoft do tend to be a little bit stricter. So yeah, I'm hugely confident that these particular gameplay toggles here, cheats, whatever you want to call them, will not impact your ability to collect trophies and achievements. And finally, a few people I've seen have been asking about the music and whether or not that is also going to be updated for the re-release. The answer, unfortunately, is no, it is not. So, as you know, Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy XII both received orchestrated remastered soundtracks for their re-releases, but that is not going to be the case for Final Fantasy VIII. The game is going to be released with the original PlayStation music. Although that is a bit of an update for those of you that will be playing the Steam version of the game, since the original PC MIDIs were absolutely atrocious. So nice to see that you'll be getting the PlayStation music instead of those original MIDI files. Alright then folks, well that's a few questions that I hope I've answered for you that you've been asking. So if the videos helped, don't forget to leave a like and make sure you stay subscribed to my YouTube channel for more Final Fantasy VIII content in the future. Looking forward to playing the game in just under 2 weeks now and sharing that with you guys. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.